When your dog curls up next to you at night, do you really understand the signal they're giving? Yes, it's one of the most comforting sensations possible. A dog snuggled tight against you, breathing deep and even fully at ease. But behind that everyday bedtime habit hides something far more meaningful than most pet parents ever realize. Something based in biology, in deep-rooted instinct, and in a relationship that researchers are only now starting to completely figure out. And if you've been reading it wrong, which most folks do without noticing, you've been missing the quiet messages your dog has been sending you every single night. There's one crucial point in particular I want you to stay until the end for. Because if your dog used to join you in bed and has now suddenly quit, most owners brush it off as no big deal. But the true explanation, which we'll cover when we hit number 7, is something you absolutely need to know. Let's dive into what's really taking place. 1. It was never only about staying warm. The obvious answer goes like this. Your dog feels a chill, your bed feels toasty, problem solved. But that explanation breaks down the instant you actually examine it. Dogs are amazingly talented at tracking down heat sources. A bright sunny spot on the carpet, the area by the heater vent, the sofa seat that keeps its warmth long after you've gotten up. If all they wanted was heat, they'd have loads of options. So why do they keep selecting you? Sleep is the riskiest time for any living thing. Every defensive instinct a dog possesses, even the most pampered, well-fed one who's never been outside overnight, tells them that sleep is when threats can sneak up. And yet your dog walks right past every calm corner in your house, every cozy, tucked-away place, and jumps into bed alongside a human. That's not about temperature. That's a conscious decision. Research on canine bonding behavior has repeatedly proven that dogs build powerful emotional connections with their people that directly affect where and how they feel protected enough to settle down. When your dog picks your bed for rest, they're telling you something they have no other method to express. You are my ultimate safe zone. 2. They're aligning themselves to your heartbeat. Experiments measuring physical reactions in dogs during intimate moments with their humans discovered that cortisol levels, the key stress chemical, plummet when dogs are touching the person they're attached to. But here's the detail most people never think about. The very same reaction occurs in you. Touching and closeness with a closely bonded dog also reduces cortisol in people. Heart rate calms, blood pressure lowers, the entire nervous system relaxes. You're not simply inviting your dog into your bed. You're both, without knowing it, helping each other stay balanced. Night after night, your breathing patterns match up. Your dog's body gets used to the flow of yours. And when something shifts, when you're unsettled, worried, or not feeling your best, they pick up on it before you've even become aware yourself. That's not a pet looking for coziness. That's a deep link functioning on a physical level. And if this is changing the way you think about your dog right now, go ahead and subscribe. Every video on this channel is based on what the real studies show, not what we simply assume. 3. They've taken on a duty for themselves. Pay close attention to exactly where your dog settles when they rest beside you. Is it at your feet, against your back, right by your pillow, or aimed toward the entrance? Because that location isn't by chance. It's intentional. Dogs evolved from pack-living animals, and in a pack, rest was never left completely undefended. Pack members would position themselves around the others while sleeping, guarding access points, staying alert for any sound or motion in the darkness. Your dog still holds on to that same programming. When they sleep beside you, part of them honestly believes they're on guard duty. A dog resting near the door is keeping an eye on the main way in. A dog leaning against your back is shielding your hidden side. A dog at your feet is positioning at the spot they can jump into action from the fastest. They know they're living in a home. They understand this is a house, not the forest. But instinct doesn't recognize that difference. Something buried in their genes declares, "This human is part of my pack, and I watch over my pack while they sleep." Will your dog actually fight off a stranger in the dark? Maybe, maybe not. But in their mind, they've accepted their assignment. They have a purpose, and every single night, without being told, they show up ready. 4. Every sleeping pose is sharing something particular. The way your dog positions their body beside you isn't just a random habit. Each pose has its own specific meaning, and once you know what to notice, you'll never view your dog sleep the same way again. The curl. When your dog sleeps rolled into a compact ball, nose tucked close to their tail, they're in their most shielded position. It guards the belly, the most sensitive area of any animal. If your dog curls up next to you but stays tightly wound, they feel protected enough to stay nearby, but there's still a small layer of caution. Trust is present. It's just not fully released yet. The sprawl, limbs extended out, belly fully open, body totally relaxed. This is the highest level of trust a dog can display. Every survival urge tells a dog to guard their belly. A dog who stretches out beside you has shut off every one of those urges. That's not simple relaxation. That's total emotional safety. The back to you pose. Some owners feel a little rejected when their dog turns away to rest. 5. Dogs are naturally most active around sunrise and sunset. That's when their wild ancestors hunted. That's what thousands of years of evolution prepared them for. A dog's natural cycle has no reason to line up with a human timetable, and yet it does. Bonded dogs gradually adapt their daily patterns to match their owner's lifestyle. They rest more when you rest. They become active when you become active. They sense your alarm, your morning habits, your evening routine with an exactness that always surprises new owners. This isn't training. It's years of careful observation until your rhythm became theirs. An internal clock shaped by thousands of years of evolution, quietly adjusting itself around you. Not because they have to, but because they want to be right where you are, whenever you are. 6. They detect your stress before you even realize you're stressed. Have you ever had a rough day, kept it quiet, and walked in the door to find your dog already waiting right beside you before you've even taken a seat? That's not your dog just being loving, though they are. That's your dog reading signs you didn't know you were showing. Studies have confirmed that dogs can sense shifts in human cortisol levels through smell alone. Your body chemistry changes when you're under pressure, and your dog's nose, between 10,000 and 100,000 times more powerful than yours, catches it right away. Beyond smell, your posture shifts. Your breathing shifts. The tiny movements in your face shift. Your dog is taking in every detail all at once. And here's where the bedtime connection really counts. Night after night beside you, your dog creates a clear mental picture of what your normal state feels like. Your resting heart rate, your breathing pattern, the way your body moves when you're truly relaxed. So when anything changes, even a little, they notice. This is why dogs become extra caring when their owner is sick, sad, or dealing with something tough. They're not guessing. They're responding to actual, measurable changes in the person they've been studying closely every single night. 7. When they suddenly stop, pay close attention. A dog who has slept beside you for months or years doesn't quit without a reason. And that reason is almost always worth figuring out. The most critical possibility first. If your dog suddenly chooses to sleep alone, especially if they're getting older, consider their physical well-being. Dogs naturally pull away when they're hurting or feeling unwell. It's an old survival strategy. Hide the weakness. Don't let the vulnerability show. A dog moving away from their usual sleeping place may be telling you something their body can't put into words any other way. A visit with your veterinarian is always smart. Beyond health, look at what's new in the home environment. A new person around, a new animal, a small routine shift that feels minor to you, but big to them.